to Harmony Football Now. You guys will be hanging out with me for the next several minutes as we will go over the first half of the Harmony Football year so far this year. Now, today we will go over the standings, the injury reports, and then I make my pick of the team that misses the playoffs, and I make my predictions for the rest of the year. And then we will go over the top 10 plays so far this season. So let's go, and first up, let's look at the standings so far this year. The Harmony Football standings so far this year, the Tigers are in first place with a 5-0 record. The Browns are in second with a 2-2 record. The Spaz Cats are third with a 2-3 record after that big loss against the Eagles. The Eagles stay alive, moving to fourth with that big win against the Spaz Cats, and then the Panthers sit at 1-3, and they're gonna at least need one more win to stay in the hunt. Now we're going to take a look at the Harmony Football injury report. And usually we don't have a lot of injuries in Harmony Football, but we've had a lot so far this year. The Harmony Football injury report. Andrew Shabbat meets with his doctor in December to get his opinion on what to do with his elbow. He'll be shut down until then. Ryan Kaprowski will get out of his cast this Tuesday. He'll then have a walking boot on. He'll probably have crutches for a couple of weeks, but then he'll be able to walk around with his walking boot. And good news comes for the Browns. Now, it's a good sign that Ryan Kaprowski is getting out of that cast, and he should be back by November break. That's what he's been telling us. Sources have been telling us. And the thing is, if he's back by November break, the Spaz Cats have really made no ground on the Browns. So the Browns are looking really good to be in that second spot. Maybe even could overthrow the Tigers for the first spot in the playoffs, and that would be huge for them after missing the playoffs last year. It'd be huge for them to come back and come into the playoffs and have a top seed, one of the top seeds, because they did win the Cereal Bowl as the number 2 seed back in the first season, back in 2008. The Panthers have just had a horrid season so far, and that's why they're the team that's not going to be making the playoffs. The Panthers need help. They don't have many receivers, and if it's really easy to shut down Steven Anderson. And then, on the other side of the ball, you've got Jordan Rader, who's going to be your only other target other than Steven Anderson. And if you shut down Steven Anderson, then you're throwing it to Jordan. They're 1-3. Their only win come against the Eagles, and they split that series. And the only way they can make the playoffs is basically by beating them. And they don't. Steven Keller has been inconsistent quarterback. Steven Anderson still hasn't been playing well enough to be the number 1 receiver. And then they don't even have a third. Well, and then Jordan Rader hasn't even really caught anything for the past year. Steven Keller has struggled so far this year after leaving the Eagles and having great success with Alex and the Eagles, and that success has evaded him here. And even with the Eagles, he wasn't playing to where they would win a playoff game. They didn't win a playoff game with him, so it'll be interesting to see if the Panthers will make the playoffs. I say they don't. MVP history here. Randy Shabbat won it in 2009. And then Andrew Shabbat won it in 2010. So this year, the MVP looks like it was going to be Ryan Kaprowski. He looked really good. Then he goes out and breaks his leg. So it's not going to be him. And then we think it would be Andrew Shabbat. He goes out, tears a ligament in his elbow. So who would win the MVP? I have 3 guys that I think would be very good for the MVP running. Top candidate so far, hands down, now that Ryan and Andrew are gone, has to be Randy Shabbat. His stats look pretty good through 5 games this year, even though his touchdown average is pretty low. But that doesn't really matter because he has had a really great year so far, even though the Spaz Cats have not. Randy has the targets this year, and he can definitely make a run for the Cereal Bowl. He can definitely make a run to MVP. But the thing is, he has 4 interceptions through 5 games, and his average touchdowns per game are not very high. It's about the same as Stephen Keller, and well, we were just talking about him a segment back there in another segment. Another guy who's having a breakout year, Mac Wells. He's having an amazing year so far. He's flourished in the Tigers' offense. He is on pace to break the rushing record set by his quarterback Andrew Shabbat. But the interesting thing is how will he be able to run and how will he catch without his quarterback? He has 14 touchdown runs. He has a league average of 2.8 touchdown, league leading 2.8 touchdown run average a game, and 25 touchdown catches. That's second to only Alex Keller. Keeper this year is Langston Leak. He's been incredibly good so far. He's like stressing out quarterbacks like Andrew Shabbat, Ryan Kaprowski, Stephen Keller, and he hasn't had the offensive stats. Last year he was with the Tigers. Last year he was with the Tigers with Andrew Shabbat, and he said even though he doesn't put up the stats on offense, he puts them up on defense, and he's a great guy to be around, and he really helps out your team. Now we're doing a new segment, Challenge Flags, where I will challenge one team or player to do better. And this week, I challenged the Eagles to stop the run better than they've had so far this year. The Eagles have been horrific against the run so far, even though it hasn't shown with them giving it that many touchdowns. But they have not been able to stop the run against the Tigers and the Spaz Cats because Mac Wells was going for a lot of long runs, and Jacob Tomney did late in the game too. And in that game against the Spaz Cats, they had him shut down for the first 3 quarters, and in that third quarter, Jacob Tomney starts running, and the Spaz Cats were able to fight their way back into this game. So that has to be concerning for the Eagles. Roll out, he's in the end zone. This is dangerous. Gets up, throw, touch. And now we'll leave you with what you've been waiting for this whole episode, the top 10 plays from the first half of this season. Andrew, in the game against the Spaz Cats, was really important. Pick 6, this ended up being the difference. Number 9, Langston Leak was dominating against the the Panthers, and forced a fumble. Number 8, Langston. Not so fast, not known for his athleticism, but he takes back this kick. Whoop! Touchdown! Look at that! Touchdown dance. Number 7, Randy Shabbat in the first ever night game. Rolls out. The Spaz Cats are down. They need to score. And he throws one to the back of the end zone. And it's called for a touchdown. Number 6. Alex, kickoff right after a Randy Shabbat kickoff return, and whoop, whoop, they can't get him. Breaks the tackle there, gets off, whoop, spins, runs backwards, going forwards, whoop. Then he gets by Randy and taken down at the 1-yard line. So close. Number 5, Colin Kaprowski on the flea flicker. Catches a ball that should have hit the ground. Great diving catch for the touchdown. Number 4, Steven Anderson goes up and makes an excellent one-handed catch, brings it in, and it's the only good thing to happen for them so far this year. Number 3, here, Ryan Kaprowski, of course, hurt now, but this was his 100th touchdown pass, and it may be one of the last ones we see in a little while until he at least gets back from injury. Number 2, Steven Anderson. 4th down, and Stephen Keller lobs up to the back of the end zone. Steven tips up in the air, then catches it, puts 2 feet in bounds. But number 1, hands down, Eagles-Browns, and Alex denied for once. For a one-handed pick by Peyton Johnson, brings it back for a touchdown. The Browns end up winning that game. And that's it. That's the top 10 plays for this season. Thank you for watching. See you next time. And we're going to leave you with the video of the week.
Shut up!
fucking bleeding. I'm fucking bleeding.
You're bleeding your balls?
I'm bleeding out of my fucking balls, dude.
Hey, sit down. Don't run around.
Ah!